Hello my friends and welcome back into the channel. Thanks so much for being here today. A happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy today's video. I wanted to share with you a triple strand necklace I've been working on as part of my challenge piece for April 2026. I pulled my challenge cards during my premiere for my Sunlit Meadows sparkle bag for April, and this is what I pulled. And this one really got me stumped. Making something for a party. And I thought, well, gosh, it's Sunlit Meadows. Make something for a garden party, won't ya? And I love chain. I'm not going to do the bracelet, so I'll come back to that particular card. But I am going to be working on a beautiful design, and I want to share this with you all. It's something that is just very unique. You can use any beads if you didn't get my sparkle bag. But the highlight and the star of this show is certainly the gemstone, which is Australian butter jasper. And we're also going to be doing some mixed media here. Guys, this gemstone is stunning. It is so absolutely beautiful. I am enjoying working with this so much. The colors are just sensational. And we are going to be doing a very simple wire wrap and a bail on the freeform oval. And this is mine. This is what mine looks like. Everybody got a focal in your sparkle bag, and of course they're all going to be unique, right? They're all going to be unique and different, and this is what mine looks like. Isn't that something? You guys, look at the green. Let me pull you guys way in. Look at that. Look at mine. Oh my gosh, it's just, you can get lost in that. And so I really want to make just something really simple with a simple bail here to make our main focal on my necklace, and I really don't want to cover anything up because it's just too beautiful, right? It's too stunning. Oh my gosh, I cannot. So this is what mine looks like. I'm also using the 6s and the 4s in my necklace design, along with several other choice beads. So let me bring everything out and give you a little bit of an idea what we're going to be doing here. So I wanted to do something very, very different and incorporate mixed media here. So let me pull in what I'm doing. I'm doing 2 strands and 1 piece of chain. And I wanted to do beaded loops, right? We're also going to be really modern and trendy on this necklace because we're going to be using the cool link connectors here, which these were in my bag. If you've got anything like this, these are really cool, like rectangular. They do have an opening on the side. But I'm also putting the round jump rings in between them. I'm making kind of my own extender chain here, right? So I'm using that, and then some of my favorite chain in the whole wide world is certainly paperclip chain. I love paperclip chain, and this is some of my favorite, and it's not soldered. So I'd already got myself a piece that is the length I believe it needs to be, and it's going to go right here in the middle, and I'll give you guys some measurements in a minute. I am now going to beat up the rest of this, but I need to do my focal first. And notice what I've done here is I did do some wire wrap, so lots of techniques in this one, guys. I really wanted to make a statement party piece, just showcasing this stunning Australian jasper because it's just out of this world. And also, I have not made a necklace in so long. So this is, I almost did a lariat, by the way, guys, and this design I've done about 7 different times. I think I've settled finally on my final design. So this is where we're going to be going, right? So I've stopped right here. We'll do my focal, right? And then I will just continue this pattern up here. I will make a beaded loop as well on this side. So I did make the beaded loops on both of my strands using my favorite soft flex wire. Okay, and we'll talk about supplies in a minute. And notice I've done some wire wrapping as well, right? I wire wrapped on this first strand. These are all of the 4mm Australian jasper, butter jasper. And so I've just made some dangles and fed them right on with that Toho mix that I made, right? This one. So that's the tropical sorbet. And I decided to pick just the yellow for the top. And then on the bottom here, I'm using this strand, which is these little teeny tots right? And these are like 2.5 millimeter in this beautiful pale green. And I think they just make great spacers. And where I'm hanging my dangles, I'm doing 2 beads, right? Just like I did 2 11 Tohos up here, right? So that's the general idea of the design there. But what we're gonna do also that is really fun here, friends, is not only I'm making my own extender chain with the links, I've also already pre-made a whole bunch more of the dangles with the cuboids and the yellow pearl luster rondelles. So I've made a bunch of those. And I also have the toggle, the double loop toggle that came in my bag. I'm pretty sure that that's going to be my closure. I also have some 6mm jump rings. I'm going to use these at the closure, and I've used those here. Using my favorite soft flex wire, which is the medium in the bone. Some of my favorite. I love this color. I am buying it all the time. So that's the 49 strand. And then I am using the Parawire 22 gauge in the gold. Okay, so it's a 22 gauge gold wire. We'll use that for our pendant, which is what we're going to do now. And then I will walk you through, if you're not familiar with doing some beaded loops, I will walk you through that. The other cool thing we're going to be doing, friends, is this beautiful plumeria flower. This is what, between this and this focal, this is going to pop this design to next level, I feel. So we're going to make this an asymmetrical. As you know, it's kind of my go-to. It's kind of my thing. This is just the most beautiful, beautiful bead. I just love this. I love this. So we're going to also use the 22 gauge wire for this, okay? And I think that's about it. So the wire, let me give you some measurements if you want to do something similar. So for my inner strand, okay, this is 9 inches. Excuse me, yeah, this is 9 inches, excluding the beaded loops, okay? So this is a 9-inch section of beading. The chain is 11 inches, and then I'm gonna make this about 12 and a half, this strand right here, okay? And all I did, I will show you at the end for the beaded loop. I did the same thing on all of my strands. I'm making beaded loops, right? And I just kind of really eyeballed it. I kind of picked it up and decided how long I want this to lay to decide where I wanted my little dangles here. And I've got 6. There's 6 of those on there, okay? So I am going to grab some 22 gauge wire, and I'm just gonna get a working piece, and we're gonna just do something really simple on my beautiful Australian jasper, butter jasper, freeform oval here. So I will grab my round nose pliers, I feel. Let me get some tools over here. So I'm gonna cut a piece about like that, and then I'm gonna grab another piece while I'm at it. I'll just smooth that out a little bit. It's 22 gauge. You can use your fingers for that, or you can grab your nylon jaw if you need to. And what I'm gonna do, let me get you in here and let's get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, my friends, I feel like I'm going to just go ahead and I'm gonna feed this wire, the longer piece actually. I'm gonna just feed that through my drill hole here. Okay, and I don't need much up here. So it doesn't really need to be centered, but just enough. We're just gonna turn in a double loop right here. Right? We're just gonna turn in we're gonna turn in a loop. We're gonna turn in a loop. So because I really do not want to cover this up, guys. I just want to showcase that there's so many things I was playing around with, doing herringbones, just a zillion and one things. I am going to do none of that. I am just gonna do a really simple bail. So I'm just going to grab my wire And I'm just gonna pull it up, right? Just kind of like this. I'm just gonna lay it kind of flat on the top there, okay? And wherever it lands, it kind of lands. And I think what I'm gonna do then is just take and wrap this wire around this other piece here, coming up, right? So you can put a little bend in it there, right? And we're just gonna wrap that around, just maybe, let's do like maybe two clean wraps. And we'll flush cut that. Okay, and let's see. Let's make kind of a medium size loop here. So I'm gonna straighten that out a little more here. Go about right here. Okay, and I'm gonna pull that wire up and around. Gonna continue to move my wire around my tool, and then I'm gonna pull the wire around a second time, okay? And so we'll just pull the wire up, and you can either remove your pliers or just lift them up and around the other side of the wire. And we'll continue to wrap this forward. And let me grab my pliers and get that pinched together. Kind of pinch those together a little bit. And we'll just wrap that up. Let's get that centered first. And I'm just gonna do some clean wraps here. Can do some messy wraps. And we'll let that go. That looks good. And we'll trim that in the back. And let's get that fiddled with a little bit. And notice how it's kind of looking like it's going forward a little bit. Okay. So we can then take this bail and we can spread these loops out just a little bit. Put your pliers in there and we'll bend these out just a smidge. And get a hold to it. There we go. And you can keep those loops together if you wanted to, right? So that's what I have there. Okay. And it's just, it's decorative is what it is. You can keep them together, but I kind of think I want to pull them out a little bit here. So just fiddle with that until that looks like you are happy with it. And now what I'm going to do, my friends, is I'm going to take and looking at my wire right here. You see how it's a little bit loose, although it's not going anywhere. It's on here. We're going to tighten that up, but I also just want a little like kink in it so that it's just really drawing the eye to that stone, right? So I'm just going to, anywhere I want, I'm going to use my thin nose pliers, and I'm going to just bend my wire any way that I want, really. And that'll also tighten this up. So I'm thinking maybe about right here. There we go. That's tight enough. So that kind of tightened that up as well. And it's just so simplistic, right? But Of course it needs to be, because we really just have to showcase this stunning stone. Oh my word. And I'm going to feed that on my strand that I already started, because this is right at my center here. But I think I need to have a couple, like maybe two. Let's try two of these, maybe three of these little teeny tot 2.5 millimeters for that bail to land directly on top of these beads. And let's see if we like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so beautiful. Let's see, I don't know if I even need, if I need three, I might need just the two. Let me play with this veil just a little bit here. So in just the front right here, I have the 2.5 millimeter that I'm feeding on these little dangles I made, just simple little wire wrap loops on a ball and head pen. And then I'm putting another 2.5 millimeter, and then we'll just go back and forth with the jasper here and the teeny taunts. I think I did a run of 3, and then there's 2. So I'll put on one more jasper, and then we'll do a teeny taunt, and then a dangle, and a teeny taunt. And I'll just go back and forth between the teeny taunt and the jasper. And I'll see you back in 1 second. And we'll do a beaded loop and final construction here. Oh, so pretty. And then I just wanted a perfect size loop, and what I found to be a really sweet spot here was 12 of my 11-O's. So you can make that as big or as small as you like, but I just wanted a little pop of that color in there. So just randomly put on 12, and I did the same thing on the short strand with the 4 mils on it. Same exact thing, so I finished with 6 2.5s here, and 12 11-O's on my beaded loops. So I'll put the crimp on first, and then I'm gonna feed on my 12 11-O's, and then we'll crimp it off and continue the next phase of construction here. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my tropical sorbet mix. If you did not happen to pick up my sparkle bag, this was a mix that I did. My first little Toho mix. I just love it. It's called, I think it's called tropical sorbet or tropical sherbet, one of the two. And so cute. I think I might have some of these left. You can check my store. I do have some bag extras. There are still some bag extras left. I think there might be some of these mixes left. So now that I have finished my feeding on my 12 11-O's, after my crimp right here, I'm going to pull my bead stringing wire back around through that crimp, and then we'll use the magical crimper to crimp that off. So my tail goes right there through my crimp, and then we'll pull that together. And we do want to make sure that our necklace is laid out the way it's going to lay on the body. You do want to have some movement here, and I want to make sure I'm not too crowded over here. So just take a nice look at it. Let me get these off the mat. This is just the perfect mix. I love this mix. I'm going to be using this all summer. I love it. We just want to make sure our wires are not crossed here. I think, that looks pretty good to me. And we'll just go in here with the magical crimper. Be very, very careful to not crack our toe hose. So I'm going to put that crimp bead right in the tool precisely. There we go. And it'll spread it out a little bit. Want to make sure we're not going to crimp down on any of our beads. I have done that many a time, my friends. Many a time. I tell you. I sure have. And I'll just go round and round, being, again, very careful here to not crack any of my beads. Get that crimped off. And the other thing I love, too, about this necklace right now, guys, is that it's not heavy. Like, for a triple strand, in gemstones, it's not very heavy. I really love the 4s and the 6s here. They're not heavy at all. It's not a heavy gemstone. Love it. Okay. A little trash pile. I think we're done crimping. So that's what that looks like. And let's pull this strand over. And then we've got the chain. So now what I'm going to do, my friends, is we kind of have to construct one side at a time because I'm going to go for an asymmetrical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of double check myself by laying it out here on my mat with my chain length that I've guesstimated first before I completely commit. Because this is not soldered chain, if I need to add any more links, which I've got some more of it right here, I can do that now. Okay, and let's see. So I'm going to kind of put all these somewhat together. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, that's about right. And to tell you the truth, I think this looks good. I think this is a good depth loop here. So I'm going to grab some pliers. Okay, let's do a, kind of a medium loop. We really are just looking at the sizes of our sections here we're going to feed on here. So we'll do kind of a medium loop because none of this is going to be hidden, right? So I'm going to go somewhat like that, and I think that's too small. So let me open that up and put the wire further down my plier, just a little bit there. I think that was just a hair too small. And it doesn't have to be a perfect loop. We're not going to really see it too much. Okay, I'm going to feed on my inner strand, my last link of my chain here, and then of course my outer strand. And let's see here. Let's close that. And sometimes, guys, it's just actually easier to just work with your wire, like, without the tools, to get that loop just the way you need it to be. So I kind of just pinch that together there. And that's the way it needs to lay, just like that. So I think that looks pretty decent. I'm just going to wrap that wire around here. Of that core wire there. I'm just gonna wrap that around just one good time. And then I'm going to trim that off. And now I am going to feed my plumeria on here. Right? And that's what that looks like. And now, in order to stabilize this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this top wire before I make a wire wrap loop to add the chain. I am going to very carefully, because it is clay, right? I am going to very carefully kind of try to hold it towards the front the best I can here. So everything kind of just lays the way it needs to lay. Okay, so I'm just going to take my wire, and we want it to face forward, so I'm going to kind of bend it over here, and I'm going to come all the way around the back of the bead here, or this portion, like the little yellow stem right there. It's going to come completely around. Okay. And I'm going to kind of come like that, and now I'm going to take this wire, kick it up to center it, just like that. And we'll do a loop. Maybe, you know what I was just thinking? Hashtag modify. That'd be so pretty if we fed some beads on that right there. Yeah, guys, I'm not kidding. I've literally designed this necklace like 7 times. Now I'm still making changes, my word. Let's maybe feed some beads on. Now, we could feed some bigger beads on if you wanted to. We absolutely could to fill up that space. But it should lay nicely. It's not moving around. That's what the purpose is of this wire that I put around like that. That'll keep your flower facing forward, right? And so this is what it looks like in the back, right? So you could put some bigger beads here to really fill that space in if you wanted to. Absolutely. I'm going to just feed on some 11-0s so they peak above. Peekaboo above that plumeria. That's too many. Let's back that out. And I'll put on just one yellow. That's good. And I'm going to do a wire wrap loop here. So this is going to be my connection point to my necklace, to the back of the necklace, rather. So we don't need that big of a loop. So let's get this up and over and around and wrap that up. That's good. Trim that. And that's what that looks like. So cute. Okay, and let me grab the findings, and then we'll put the finishing touches on here. Let me pull you guys out. So I was just wanting to make some extender chain here out of these fun beauties. I love this whole situation. So I could use a jump ring, the round jump ring, or I could use the rectangles to connect. Either or. The reason also I chose this paperclip chain, my friends, is because whether it's twisted or not is irrelevant, because it's the type of the chain, the type of chain it is. rather, if I could speak. I think that's going to be good. Notice how tight that is there with these dangles, but see, I love it. I'm not mad at it. I did not want a lot of depth in this triple strand. If I'm telling you the truth, I really didn't. So that's what we have, and I think this is good. I think this is good. You know, I mean, you guys, we can't go wrong anyway. How can we go wrong with this beauty? So inner strand and chain and outer strand. Oh, it was so good. So good. Okay, and now let's get some jump rings and start connecting all these fellas together. And I think I have 18 gauge 6mm here that are also gold plated over 304, which is exactly what the chain is and the rest of the findings. So it's, you know, trying to match up my gold as best as I can here. And oh my gosh, you guys, look at what's happening. So pretty. So pretty. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna do one more. That one's good and closed on the side. Yep, it sure is. Oh. Okay, well then that's gonna have to have the chain. Duh. Okay, let me do that. So that chain is gonna go around the back of my neck. And then there's this jump ring already on this one. So these are my strand measurements, friends. This is 18, 20, and 22. 18, or thereabouts. Thereabouts. 18, 20, and 22. Thereabouts. This might be even 24. I did want this to hang a little bit lower just because, you know, I'm thinking spring and, you know, sundresses and just all the cute tops and things and what have you, whatever. Because this is just exactly what I thought would happen. Is this is definitely a party piece, but it's not so dressy and heavy that you can't wear it in the warmer months here. I'm just saying. Okay, so what I was thinking here, is, well, it's not slipping over the head. Well, we also could do that, guys, actually. Sorry, guys. I did make all these dangles. And actually, the reason for these dangles was the other design. I had a whole nother design idea, which, by the way, I'll just share it with you guys. I was going to do right here a full, like a cha-cha cluster. And I made tons and tons of these. Then I changed my mind, and I decided I was going to go this direction. So I hung them in the necklace here. But that's where I was going, as I was just going to do. So that would be another really cute idea. Do a cha-cha cluster right here, right? That would be beautiful. Beautiful. So that's all those little yellow pearl lusters. I was just like, oh, wait, I've got to do my hardware. But now I'm thinking, actually, I could also make this to slip over the head if I wanted to. We sure could. Let me see if I can get this one closed. Is this the one that I was just playing with? Yeah. Let's get some more out here. That's a good one right there. Okay. And let's get another jump ring. Let's see here. I might need to grab some more jump rings. So I was gonna grab these dangles and just go ahead and incorporate the dangles on the back of the necklace. But now I'm looking at it, wondering if I can slip it over the head. Let's see. Let me see. One more connection point here. And we'll see what we have. I hope this inspires you guys. I really love this spring bag. It's just happiness, right? Didn't I tell you guys during my lunch? A pocket full of sunshine. That's what it feels like. Let me try this on over the neck, guys, and see. Over the neck. Yeah, over the neck, guys. Not over the head, over the neck. It actually, oh my gosh, you guys, the way this hangs is stunning. Oh my gosh. It is literally an inch short. So, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to actually grab some of my links and I'm going to add them on this chain right here. I've got them right here. Because if I can eliminate a clasp, why not? So I'm going to eliminate my clasp and these dangles. You know, we could also, guys, you know, we could put some of these dangles. Look, guys, okay, look, we could put these in here. We absolutely could put these in here. Oh my gosh. This design, guys, has changed like 27 times at this point. But I'm just like thinking, oh my, that might be a vibe. That might be a vibe. Let's put one on another project. I'm doing a knotted bracelet. And I will show you, actually. I've been having so many issues with my back, guys. Hence, my posting has been much more sporadic. I'm working on a really cool wrap knotted bracelet, and I just been having a lot of fun with it and just laying in bed with literally my container. And this is kind of so far. Now, I don't know what I'm going to exactly do on the ends. I have a couple of different ideas. So I left myself, when I started, a whole huge tail because I'm not sure. Not really sure. This might end up being a necklace. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I am working on that. I have some bag charms next to me I'm working on. Guys, I still have my bees collection from Colleen video I have not gotten to. It is right here. So is Dominique's kit. I'm behind, guys. I'm just, it is what it is. There's nothing I can say other than it is what it is. Okay. This is just so cool, and this can be worn either way. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Okay, let me just open up and close a couple of these links, and we're all done. I am curating our next sparkle bag as well, my friends. Guys, it's a lot. It's a lot happening. It's a lot going on. I have so many designs sitting in front of me, I can't even tell you. So many projects. And it's just like, I feel like I never have enough time in the day because, as you guys know, like, I work 3 jobs, right? I work 3 jobs. And it's a lot. So I'm just one person trying to do so many things to make, you know, things happen and, you know, my livelihood, to pay the rent, right? And it's just like there's not even enough time to do all the things I truly want to do. So you guys forgive me. You guys forgive me, right? I know you do. Okay, so this is literally the last of my paperclip chain, and it's sold out of my store too. I've got to order some more of those. I was actually holding this piece back because I want to make some station necklaces. Station necklaces I love so much in the summer and the spring. Some of my favorite things to do. So this now I think fits over the head. Yes, it does. Okay, Wonder Barskis. And that's what we have, my friends. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this. I hope you guys enjoyed today's beadie inspiration. A gorgeous triple strand multimedia necklace featuring this gorgeous Australian butter jasper. And we will see you guys in the next one. Until then, my friends, be well.